Japanese yen. So I want to get that quotation from Bank of America. I basically click on their username and I ask them USD JPY. Now that means if you don't say anything in my day, that's meant for 1 million US dollars. These days, the default number is about 10. But if you want to know specific, you can say and these exchange rate traders are obnoxious set of people. They don't say 10 million. That's $10 means $10 million. Or this is JPM asking the question. And Bank of America says, for example, let's find out what the current rate is. Let's see. It's around 147. So they say 55.62. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell does that mean? Nowadays it's not that much of an issue, but consider yourself in late 80s, early 90s. The telecommunication systems are slow. You want to minimize the amount of data that needs to go across, because market participants know that currently the rates is 147.50s, okay? So here 147 is known as big figure. Okay. This quotation means I am willing to buy, which is your bid, 10 million US dollars, or I already have a dollar sign, by paying 147.55 per dollar. Because for USD JPY, convention is direct quote, indirect quote, which means it's value of $1 US in Japanese yen. As we talked about before, most currencies, the convention is indirect mode, when the quotation is between US dollar and that currency, except for 4 of them, British pound, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and euro. Euro, British pounds, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar are direct quotes. Value of that currency in US dollars. Of course, if you're doing a cross currency, you have to specify the pair. So if I'm going to do, for example, Swiss franc versus Australian dollar, I can write it CHF AUD. That means the rate that I want is value of 1 Swiss franc in Australian dollars. But this quotation also means I am willing to sell $10 million at 147.62 per US dollar. There is always a bid offer spread. It's very rare that they give you a choice. Sometimes, if the trader is really cocky, they say, 155, 140, or 55, 55. Whether you want to buy or sell, I'm willing to be the other side of the transaction. But unless you have really special reasons you want to do that, don't do it. At least have one tick. This, little fourth number, or in this case, fifth number, is called a tick. At least leave one tick differential. I mean, one tick is equal to, in this case, 10,000 Japanese yen per 1 million. It's basically divide the amount by 100. So 1 million divided by 100 is 10,000. And that's roughly equivalent to, these days, about $70 or so. And next, it's JPM's turn. They're gonna say either I buy, or they can say no deal. This is option number one. I'm not willing to do any trades with you at those rates. That typically happens when the bid offer spread is so wide. You don't want to do it. Or they can say mine. Option number two. What does that mean if they say mine? You ask for a quote for $10 million. They said 55.62, which means 147.55. Bid 147.62, offer or ask. If I'm JP Morgan and I said mine, what do you think I said? That's actually a contract now. As soon as I say mine, it's a contract. What do you think I said? When I say mine. If you're selling your car and you gave me a price and I said mine, what did I do? I bought it. In this case, I bought it. But what did I buy? That reference amount, $10 million. So I bought $10 million, and I can only do it at their asking price, okay? So mine means I bought the reference amount of currency at the ask price. So in this case, I bought 10 million at 147.62, which means I will get 10 million US dollars and pay 147.62 times 10 million, which is I'm gonna pay 1,476,200,000 Japanese yen. That's the contract. 2 days from now, JP Morgan is going to wire that amount of Japanese yen to Bank of America's correspondent bank in Japan. Let's call it Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi, because they have a yen account over there. And Bank of America is going to wire 10 million US dollars to JP Morgan. That's it. That's the contract. Option number 3, I can say we don't pronounce that urs, we pronounce that yours. Okay? What did I do when I said yours? I sold what? Yours mean I sold something, okay. What did I sell?